Hello boys and girls. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue working on our weaving project. We are going to turn our weaving into an owl. So first I'm going to show you how to create your wings, which should be a quick project. But you're just going to draw different types of lines all over this paper. You can use whatever colors you want. This is then going to be cut up. So don't get too attached to whatever you draw on here. You can fill it in, like I said, however you would like. And once you have your oil pastels drawn on here, what you're going to do is you're going to paint it whatever colors you would like. Get your paintbrush wet, wipe it on the paper. When you are cleaning your brush, swirl, swirl, wipe, wipe. Okay, once you're done with this, take the mat and your painting over to the drying rack. Leave it over in the drying rack to dry. Now what you are going to do on the back of your weaving that you created, you are going to draw two lines, curved lines, on either side. And this is going to be the curved part of the body of our owl. So once you have that drawn, you're going to trim along these lines. And there is going to be the bottom of my owl. I am now going to put this off to the side, and I'm going to draw the top part of my owl, so the head. What you are going to do is you're going to draw a stretched out M. It's going to start on one side of the paper and go to the other. You are not making it go down the sides. If you don't like the way it looks, erase and fix. Okay, once you have that drawn, what you are going to do is you're going to draw the eyes. So you're going to draw a big circle, another circle on the other side. I'm going to get my eraser shavings off of there. A little circle on the inside, so you have the pupil. And then I'm just going to add a small circle here and here. You don't have to do that, but that's where I'm going to have like the light glare. And then last thing that you're going to do is you're going to draw an upside down triangle for the beak. Now, we are not going to cut this out yet. We are going to start coloring it in. So, let's start with the middle of the eyes first. So I'm going to take some black oil pastels. I'm going to outline that circle that I drew there first, and then I'm going to color, or should I say then I'm going to outline the outside part of the circle, and then I'm going to color in between. Okay, so there are the pupil part of my eyes, and now I'm going to color in the irises. So I picked two colors that are similar, or near each other on the color wheel, should I say. So I have violet and blue. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline my eyeball in violet. Don't matter if you don't follow your lines perfectly, that's okay. Then I'm going to start coloring in a little bit, but I'm not going to color it all in. Okay, last I'm going to take that second color I picked for the inner part of my eye, and I'm going to color around the black part, the iris, or should I say the pupil, not the iris. And then I'm going to overlap it a little, which means I'm going to go over top of that violet a little with the blue to make my eye. I'm going to do the same to the other side. Now I'm going to color in my beak. You can color in your beak black or yellow or orange. It's up to you, but make sure it's a color that you would really see as an owl beak. We don't want to just use any random color. Like, you won't want to use blue or purple or green. That would be weird. So here is my owl beak and eyes. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to take one color that I want to color with, and I want to use green. But I want different tints and shades of green. So here I have different tints and shades of green, light and dark of green, and I'm going to color, oh, I'm going to go back to this. My eye looks a little messed up. Let's fix that. Okay, so I'm going to take different colors of that green. I'm going to put them in order from darkest to lightest. I'm going to first take my dark green and trace over that M that I drew, and then I'm going to color some of my owl head in. Now, oil pastels are messy, so your hands are probably going to get messy, so just be careful where you're touching. You don't want to be holding down where your eye or your beak has already been colored in, because then you might smear or rub it. Okay, then I'm going to take my second color that I put in there from dark to light, and I'm going to start coloring with that second color a little. Overlapping, like we did before. Don't color in your eyes or your beak. I'm going to pull this down a little bit further. Now I'm going to take that last color, and whatever space I have left, I'm going to color in with that. Overlapping again where my last color stopped, until this whole thing is now colored in. Okay, now if you notice there might be some chunks of oil pastel left on there, don't take it and try to rub it or it will smear like that just did. So what you should do is just tap it and they'll fall off, and then you can brush it off. So now what you're going to do is you are going to wash your dirty hands. Once your hands are clean, you are going to make sure that you already cleaned up your oil pastels. It would be smarter to do that before you wash your hands so that you don't get them dirty again. And you are going to carefully cut out your owl head. And then you are going to glue your owl head on top of your weaving. You should not glue it on this part because that's the part you curve for where its feet are going. You're going to glue it on here. It's up to you if you want a little of that top showing or not. So I am going to put my glue on here on my weaving. And then I'm going to push this lightly on top of here. And a way to keep our hands clean is you flip this over and you rub, 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 rub. And now it should be attached on there nicely. So there is the head and the body of my owl. I am going to now glue this on a large black piece of paper. Okay, now I'm going to glue my owl in the middle of my paper. So I'm going to flip it over, put glue around the edges. If yours doesn't line up like that, like I don't quite like how my owl head is a little too big for there, you can take your scissors and you could trim that a little, but if you mess it up, you mess it up. So I am going to put the glue all around the edges. An X in the middle because an X marks the spot. Be careful of your weaving, it might move a little. I'm going to get some here, flip it over, and press it down. So there's your glue. Now, we need our painting, which should be dry by now. But first we're going to draw a line for our wings. So you can do it in a lighter color oil pastel or crayon or colored pencil. Pencil would probably be better because we don't want to smear it. And you're just going to draw curved lines. You can't see that, so I'm going to show you with an oil pastel. So I have two curved lines here. So I have two curved lines here for my wings. What you're going to do is you're going to take your paper, and this is what you're going to do to make your wings. So you're going to rip the paper into strips to make wings. Don't rip too much at once because then you're not going to have time to glue it all on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue here. Make sure my glue bottle is open, twist it open. Put some glue here. And I'm going to put some feathers here. I'm going to start with some longer ones. I'm not going to glue at the bottom. I'm just gluing at the top. So I'm gluing my wings on here. If you want your wings to be a little thicker, I suggest doing a second layer over top of that of feathers. Okay, now I'm going to go back and do my second layer. I want to get some more violets over here, so I'm going to rip some feathers a little smaller and put them in here so my wings are a little thicker and it has a little more variety or different types of colors. Once you have your wings the way you want them, leave them like that. And what you can do if you'd want, you can cut out some horns for your owl. Maybe it's a great horned owl. So I'm just going to cut out, I'm going to fold this paper in half so I can get two of them. And I'm going to cut out a triangle, two triangles. So here are my horns. And then I'll glue them on the top of my owl. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut some claws. I'm actually going to put two papers on top of each other because I want two claws, and I'm going to cut triangle for the feet. If you want, you can draw these before you cut them out. It might be a little easier. And now I have my feet. Glue that, take your scraps and throw them in the garbage. Have fun, boys and girls.